Okay, reading text in 6-8, page 32. Now, this was going to have to be explained a little slower because some of the figures get a little bit involved and you should pay more attention as to what you're playing. You know, the way the 16th notes and 32nd note rests and so on and so forth, I'm going to try to do it as slowly as possible so we can understand it somewhat better. And again, I'm going to explain the counts of 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, and do the measure complete. You should be doing alternate strokes, whether they're full strokes, half strokes, or quarter strokes. The right and the left stick should be sounding the same on impact of your drum or drum pad. My bass drum is on the counts of 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And no accents, no dynamics, no expressions. Everything is of the same volume. This is an instructional book to teach you the different figures in 6/8 and how they can be arranged. Okay, so with that being said, I would like also to have some feedback, if possible. When you view the video, you could leave a comment either on YouTube or contact me through my email, which I will leave, or visit my website and contact me for some kind of input, like you liked it or you didn't like it, I should slow it down, you know, so on and so forth. All feedback is welcome. Okay, so with that being said, let's do line 1, the first measure. Like I said, I'm going to demonstrate the counts of 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and I will do the measure complete. Okay, so I'm going to do it a little slower because there's quite a few notes here. So I'm going to take the first section, 1E and 2E and 3E and. Okay, so here you go. 1E and 2, 3E and. All right, now you have, that's a dotted, I can't even see it, that's a dotted 8th note, or 16th note rather. Let me do that again. 1E and 2, 3E and. Now 4 is 4E and 5, 6E and. Now line 1, measure number 1, complete, nice and slow. 1E and 2, 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and. Line number 1, second measure, an 8th note rest, that's 1. A dotted 8th note, a 16th note is 2E and 3. Then you have 4 and 5 and 6. You have to watch out for the value of the rest because it gets a little confusing, and I did that for a reason, so you really pay attention to that. So let's do the second measure, line 1, nice and slow. 1, 2E and 3, and then 4 and 5 and 6. Line 1, measure number 2, complete. 1, 2E and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, now line number 1 again, measure number 3. Now pay close attention to the notation. You have 1E and 2, 3. Then 4 and 5 and 6. Line 1, third measure complete. 1E and 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, measure line number 1, measure number 4. 1, 2 and 3 and then 4, 5, 6 and. Line number 1, measure number 4, complete. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, and. Now, it gets a little hairy down here on line 2, the first measure. Okay, now you have to watch out. You have a 16th note rest and a 16th, which would give you 1 and. Then you have a 16th note rest again, resting on the count of 2. You need to play the and, then 3. So you have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Then 4 and 5 and 6 and. There you go. Sorry about that. Line 2, first measure. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6 and. Okay, line 2, first measure broken down. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6 and. Okay, second measure, line 2. 1 and 2E and 3, then 4, 5 and 6 and. Line number 2, measure number 2, complete. 1 and 2E and 3, 4, 5 and 6 and. Okay, measure number 3, line 2. You have 32nd notes there. That's 1E and 2 and 3 and, then 4 and 5, 6. Line number 2, measure number 3, complete. 1E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Line number 2, measure number 4, a dotted 16th note rest. That's going to be 1E and 2, 3. Then you have 4, 5, and 6. Line 2, measure number 4. 1E and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Measure number, line number 3, measure number 1. It's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Line number 3, measure number 1, complete. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Line 3, measure number 2. 1E and 2, 3 and then 4 and 5, 6. Line number 3, measure number 2, complete. 1E and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Line 3, measure number 3. 1 and 2E and 3, and then 4 and 5E and 6. Line number 3, measure number 3, complete. 1 and 2E and 3, 4 and 5E and 6. Line number 3, measure number 4. 1, 2 and 3 and then 4, 5, 6 and. Okay, line 3, measure number 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6 and. Okay. Line number 4, measure number 1. 8th note rest, dotted 16th to the 32nd, back to the 8th. First section. 1, 2E and 3. Then 4 and 5 and 6. Line 4, measure number 1, complete. 1, 2E and 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Line 4, measure number 2. 1E and 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay, a little slower. 1E and 2, 3, 4, and 5E, 5, and 6. Okay, line 4, measure number 2 complete. 1E and 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Line 4, measure number 3. 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and. Line number 4, measure number 3, complete. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, and. Line 4, measure number 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and. Okay, line 4, measure number 4, complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 1. You have 1 and 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 1, complete. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 2. 1E and 2, 3, and then 4 and 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 2, complete. 1E and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 3. 1 and 2, 3E and then 4, 5, 6. Line 5, measure number 3, complete. 1 and 2, 3E and 4, 5, 6. Line 5, measure number 4. It's 1, 2, and 3, then 4 and 5, 6, and. Line 5, measure number 4, complete. 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 5, 6, and. Okay. Line 6, measure number 1. 1 and 2, 3 and. Then 4 and 5, 6. Line 6, measure number 1, complete. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Line 6, measure number 1. 1 and 2E and 3, then 4, 5 and 6. Line 6, measure number 2, complete. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. Line 6, measure number 3. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, let me slow that down. First part of measure 3, line 6. 1, 2, 3 and then 4 and 5 and 6. Line 6, measure number 3, complete. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Line 6, measure number 4. 1 and 2, 3 and then 4E and 5, 6. Line 6, measure number 4, complete. 1 and 2, 3 and 4E and 5, 6. Okay, that's line page 32, complete Any questions, any problems, any feedback would totally be appreciated. If I'm demonstrating it too fast, not well enough, your input would be really appreciated. So with that being said, I'm going to close this one down and go to the next one.